Hello, everybody. Man, I just want to start by saying this right here. God didn't put the dream in your mind for no reason. Imagination is everything. Now listen to me. Imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. That little voice, that little picture you get in your head, that's not just you being crazy. That's God planting a seed. That's your soul showing you what's possible. But the problem is, most folks out here, they let reality talk 'em out, or they dream. Imagination is one of the most powerful forces we have as human beings. It's not just a daydream or a playful thought, it is truly the first glimpse of what is possible for us. When you close your eyes and see yourself living a bigger, better life, that's not just fantasy. That's your spirit showing you a preview of what can happen if you dare to believe it. Everything that has ever been created, every success story you've ever heard, started first in someone's mind. Before it became real, it was imagined. Imagination is the preview of life's coming attractions. Most people think that imagination is for kids. They believe that once you grow up, you're supposed to get serious and realistic. But the truth is, the most successful people, the ones who break through barriers and live the life of their dreams, are the ones who never gave up on imagining. They kept that childlike wonder alive inside them. They kept seeing what wasn't there yet. They kept feeling things they hadn't touched yet. They believed in what they couldn't prove yet. That's what imagination does. It shows you something ahead of its time. It shows you your future before you even step into it. When you imagine something bigger for your life, you're actually receiving a little trailer of what's coming if you trust the process. It's just like at the movies when they show you a 2-minute clip of a film that's still in production. You don't have the whole story yet. You don't know all the details, but you see just enough to get excited. You see just enough to start waiting for it, preparing for it, talking about it. That's exactly how imagination works. It's God's way of giving you a sneak peek at what's possible if you stay faithful, stay patient, and stay grinding. The problem is, too many people ignore that preview. They see the vision, but then they turn around and let their current situation talk them out of it. They say, "How can I think about starting a business when I can't even pay my rent?" They say, "How can I dream about winning awards when nobody even knows my name?" And so they let the struggle of today cancel out the promise of tomorrow. They let fear cancel out imagination. They let doubt choke the dream right out of them. But the truth is, your imagination is stronger than your situation. Your imagination is stronger than your fear. Your imagination is showing you something that's real even if you can't touch it yet. Every successful person will tell you they imagined themselves winning long before anybody else clapped for them. They saw the stage before they ever got the microphone. They imagined the business meetings before anybody wanted to take their calls. They imagined the victory when it still looked like defeat. You have to trust your imagination more than you trust your circumstances. You have to let that vision live inside you. Nurture it, talk about it, pray over it, write it down, take steps toward it. Don't just leave it as a random daydream floating around your mind. Treat it like the preview. It is a sign that bigger things are coming. A sign that your current situation is not your final destination. The ability to imagine is one of the greatest gifts you've been given. It's not silly. It's not childish. It's divine. Every big thing that will ever happen in your life starts first in the invisible world of your mind. It begins with a picture, a feeling, a moment of believing in something you can't yet explain to everybody else. That's why imagination is everything. It's the fuel, the foundation, the first step to every blessing you've been praying for. Never ignore the preview. It's the beginning of your miracle. One of the biggest mistakes people make is letting their current reality shut down their dreams. They look around at their situation. Maybe it's a lack of money. Maybe it's where they come from. Maybe it's a bad job or a tough family life. And they decide that what they see is all there is. They let reality, in all its limitations, convince them that the dream in their imagination is impossible. They let their circumstances talk them out of the blessing that's trying to come to them. But the truth is, your imagination is more powerful than your current facts. Your background, your education, your paycheck, your neighborhood, none of those things get to decide the size of your dream. They only decide how hard you're going to have to work. They don't get to cancel what God has put inside of you. See, the problem is that too many people think their dream has to make sense right now. They think if they can't immediately see the path, it must not be real. But that's not how dreams work. Dreams come to stretch you. They come to pull you up out of your current situation. If the dream fit neatly inside your reality, it wouldn't be a dream at all. It would just be a plan. Dreams are bigger than plans. They don't always add up right away. They don't always look like they make sense, but they make you move differently. They make you hope differently. They make you pray differently. You can't listen to people who don't have your dream. Some people will tell you, be realistic. Some will say, people like us don't get to do things like that. Some will laugh at your ideas because they're too scared to dream for themselves. If you're not careful, you'll start agreeing with them. You'll start shrinking your imagination to fit their reality. And that's the beginning of living small. That's the beginning of waking up every day with no excitement, no hope, no fire. Once you start living small, you stop living at all. You're just existing. I know what it's like to have life shout at you that you're not enough. I know what it's like for bills, bad news, and bad breaks to tell you to give up. But I'm here to tell you that what you see right now is not the full story. Your current reality is temporary. It's not the final chapter. It's not the final verdict. Just because you're broke today doesn't mean you'll be broke forever. Just because you're struggling today doesn't mean you're stuck. If you keep your dream alive, if you refuse to let reality define you, you'll eventually step into a new season where everything you imagined starts showing up in real life. But you have to be stubborn about it. You have to be so locked into your dream that even when your bank account says no, you still say yes in your spirit. Even when people walk away, you keep walking toward the vision. Even when you feel tired, lost, and overlooked, you still trust that what you imagined is possible. You have to believe that your dream is bigger than your difficulty, because it is. Reality will always tell you to stay small. It'll tell you to be grateful for whatever crumbs you can get. It'll tell you not to want too much, not to expect too much. But imagination says otherwise. Imagination says there's more for you. Imagination says you were made for greatness. Imagination says just because nobody in your family did it doesn't mean you can't be the first. If you let reality be louder than your dream, you'll miss everything you're capable of. But if you let your imagination lead, if you let your dream drive you, you'll wake up one day and realize you're living a life you once could only picture in your mind. And all it took was refusing to let reality steal your future. Hold onto your imagination tighter than you hold onto your fears, because your imagination is trying to take you somewhere reality can't even see yet. Your current situation does not define your future. Too many people get trapped by what they see around them and start to believe that where they are now is where they'll always be. They think because they're struggling today, that struggle is permanent. They think because they're overlooked today, they'll never be noticed. But the truth is, what you're going through right now is only temporary. It's a chapter, not the whole story. Your situation might be rough. It might even be painful, but it does not get to decide the greatness that's inside of you. Your future is built by your faith, your vision, and your persistence, not by your current conditions. It's easy to get discouraged when you look around and nothing matches the dream you have inside. Maybe you dream of being a business owner, but you're working a job you can't stand. Maybe you dream of traveling the world, but you can barely afford rent. Maybe you dream of being an artist, a speaker, a leader, but right now you feel invisible. I'm telling you, that feeling is normal. Every champion, every success story, every person who ever lived a great life had to face a moment where their dream and their reality looked like two totally different worlds. The question is, who are you going to believe, your temporary situation or your eternal vision? When I was broke, sleeping in my car, I still saw myself on television. I still imagined myself wearing fine suits, speaking to audiences, hosting shows. Nothing around me suggested that was possible. The world I was living in didn't match the world I saw in my imagination, but I chose to believe the vision anyway. I chose to believe that what I was seeing internally was stronger than what I was experiencing externally. And eventually, that belief pulled me up out of my situation and into the life I had dreamed about. You cannot let today's challenges make you doubt tomorrow's promises. Your imagination is a window into your future. It's a glimpse of what's ahead if you keep walking, keep grinding, keep trusting. The key is not to get stuck. Too many people let a bad season convince them they have a bad life. They give up too soon. They settle for less. They shrink their dreams to match their environment instead of stretching their faith to match their imagination. Your situation today is just the soil. It's where you're being planted. It's where your roots are growing deeper. It's not where your story ends, it's where your strength is being built. It's preparing you for the bigger, greater things that are coming. Without the hard times, you wouldn't have the toughness you'll need to handle the blessings when they arrive. Without the struggles, you wouldn't have the wisdom to hold on to your success when it finally shows up. You have to learn to see beyond where you are. You have to train your mind to live by vision, not by sight. Sight tells you you're stuck. Sight tells you you're not enough. But vision tells you, keep going. There's more ahead. This is not your final destination. You are not your job title. You are not your bank balance. You are not your mistakes. You are not your setbacks. You are who God says you are, and that person is destined for greatness, no matter what the situation looks like right now. Your future is bigger than your circumstances. Your calling is greater than your current location. Don't let the dirt fool you. You're not buried, you're planted. And when the season changes, you'll bloom in ways you never thought possible. Keep dreaming. Keep imagining. Keep believing. Your situation is not your story. It's just the beginning of something greater than you can even imagine right now. Your imagination is one of the most valuable things you have, and you have to protect it like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. Your imagination is delicate, powerful, and sacred. It's the birthplace of every goal, every dream, every great thing you will ever achieve. If you let the wrong voices into your mind, if you let the wrong thoughts settle in your heart, you can lose that imagination. You can slowly let the fire inside you burn out. And when that happens, when you stop dreaming, you don't just lose your goals, you lose a piece of your life force. Too often, we don't realize how fragile our dreams are. We share them with people who can't see what we see. We talk about our plans around negative folks who love nothing more than to tell you why it won't work. Every time you let someone shoot down your dream, every time you let someone make you feel small for imagining bigger, you chip away at the power of your imagination. That's why you have to be careful who you talk to, who you hang around, and what voices you allow into your spirit. Everybody can't handle your dream. Everybody can't see what God showed you. And that's all right. It wasn't meant for them. You have to protect your imagination because it is the wellspring of your future. Without imagination, life becomes routine. You wake up, you work, you pay bills, you go to sleep, and you call that living. But that's not living, that's surviving. Real living requires vision. It requires hope. It requires seeing beyond the grind of today and reaching for something greater tomorrow. And if you don't guard your imagination, life will beat it out of you. One bill after another, one disappointment after another, one rejection after another, and before you know it, you'll stop dreaming altogether. You'll tell yourself, maybe this is all there is. You'll settle for a life that's way smaller than the one you were designed for. You have to guard your imagination the way a soldier guards a treasure. You have to remind yourself daily of where you're going, even when where you are right now looks nothing like it. You have to feed your imagination with things that inspire you: books, music, conversations, prayers, whatever keeps the dream alive inside of you. You have to speak over your own life when nobody else is clapping for you. You have to encourage yourself when it feels like the world is ignoring you. Protecting your imagination isn't a one-time thing. It's a daily practice. When you protect your imagination, you're protecting your future. You're protecting the version of yourself that is waiting on the other side of this struggle. You're building a bridge from who you are now to who you are meant to be. Every time you refuse to let fear shut you down, every time you choose faith over doubt, you strengthen that bridge. Every time you affirm your dream instead of questioning it, you move one step closer to making it real. People who lose their imagination lose their way. They start thinking small, acting small, living small. They make decisions out of fear instead of vision. They stop taking risks. They stop growing. They stop reaching. But you're not meant to live like that. You're not meant to settle. You're meant to expand. You're meant to become everything that your imagination can see. So today, make the decision to protect your dream. Don't just guard it, fight for it, nurture it, speak life into it, dream bigger, imagine more. And when the world tries to tell you to give up, you tell the world, I'm just getting started. Because your imagination is not just a cute idea, it's the blueprint for the life you're about to live. And it's worth protecting with everything you've got. Dream big, bigger than you're comfortable with. If your dream doesn't make you nervous, if it doesn't make you wonder, how in the world is that gonna happen? Then you're not dreaming big enough. God doesn't give small dreams. He gives dreams so big they stretch you, grow you, and sometimes scare you. The size of your dream is supposed to challenge the size of your faith. It's supposed to make you lean on Him, not just on your own skills, resources, or plans. If you can figure it out all by yourself, it's not a dream, it's just a task. Real dreams are bigger than you. They make you reach higher than you ever thought you could. Most people are too scared to dream big because they think dreaming big sets them up for disappointment. They think, what if I believe for something huge and it doesn't happen? But what they don't realize is that playing it safe is the real danger. Playing small doesn't protect you from failure, it guarantees regret. You might fail on the way to your big dream, sure. You might stumble, you might fall. But at least you're moving. At least you're alive. At least you're chasing something that lights a fire in your soul. If you only dream within your comfort zone, you're locking yourself inside a small life. Comfort is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Growth happens when you step into the unknown, when you chase dreams that look impossible on paper. Growth happens when you stretch yourself beyond what feels easy, familiar, or safe. The truth is, the bigger your dream, the bigger your fight will be, but the bigger your reward too. Dreaming big forces you to become the person you were always meant to be. When you dream bigger than you're comfortable with, you start to move differently. You stop wasting time on petty things. You stop hanging around small-minded people. You stop making excuses. Big dreams demand big discipline, big energy, and big commitment. You wake up earlier, you study harder, you pray more, you plan better, you hustle smarter. Big dreams change your lifestyle because they require more from you, and in return, they give more to you. The fear you feel when you dream big is normal. It's a sign that you're aiming for something worthy. You have to stop thinking fear is a signal to quit. Fear is just a sign you're on the right track. When you feel that fear, don't shrink back, push forward. When the dream feels overwhelming, remind yourself, it's supposed to feel that way. You're not meant to know every step right now. You're meant to trust the process. You're meant to take the next step you can see, even if you can't see the whole staircase. Your dream should be so big that when you tell people about it, they look at you like you're crazy. They should raise their eyebrows, shake their heads, and say, "Are you serious?" And you should smile, because their doubt is proof that your dream is bigger than average. You weren't created for average. You weren't put here to blend in. You were put here to stand out, to shine, to do something that makes people say, "How did they do that?" Never water down your dream to make other people comfortable. Never shrink your vision just because it scares you. Let it scare you. Let it stretch you. Let it make you better. The only limits that exist are the ones you accept. So stop asking, "What if it doesn't happen?" And start asking, "What if it does?" What if your wildest dreams are actually your most realistic ones? What if the very thing you're scared to dream about is the exact life waiting for you on the other side of your fear? Dream big. Dream bold. Dream so loud that even your fear has to get out of the way, because the life you're imagining, it's not just possible, it's waiting for you to claim it. Imagination is not just a tool to entertain your mind. It's the spark that lights the fire for action. Once you see something in your mind, it's not enough to just sit back and wait for it to happen. You have to move. You have to act on it. Faith without works is dead, and imagination without action is wasted potential. That dream you keep seeing, that life you keep picturing, it's not just going to walk into your lap. You have to get up and go get it. Imagination gives you the blueprint, but action builds the house. The reason a lot of people never see their dreams come true is because they get stuck in the fantasy stage. They love imagining it, talking about it, daydreaming about it, but they never make a move. They wait for perfect conditions. They wait for the right amount of money, the right connection, the right timing. But let me tell you something. There will never be a perfect time. Conditions will never be just right. The stars will not line up just because you're thinking positive. You have to act even when it's uncomfortable. You have to move even when you're scared. You have to start even when you don't have everything you think you need. When you act on your imagination, you send a message to the universe, to God, and to yourself that you are serious about your future. You show that you're not just a dreamer, you're a doer. You're willing to take risks, willing to step out on faith, willing to bet on yourself. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a vote for the future you believe in. Action is what separates wishful thinking from real transformation. You don't have to have it all figured out to take the first step. Sometimes we paralyze ourselves thinking we need a master plan, a 10-step strategy, all the answers. No, you don't. All you need is enough courage to take the next right step. You might stumble. You might fall. But that's part of the process. Every mistake teaches you something. Every failure sharpens you. Every setback prepares you for the setup. But none of that happens if you just sit still. Imagination without action becomes frustration. You start to resent your dream because deep down you know you could have moved but didn't. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let fear, laziness, or self-doubt trap you in the same place year after year. Turn your imagination into motion. Start writing the book. Start the business plan. Make the call. Take the class. Apply for the opportunity. Whatever it is, do it even if you don't feel ready, especially if you don't feel ready. You are never going to feel completely ready. Growth doesn't come from readiness, it comes from movement. Readiness is a myth. Action is real. Action is where the blessing is. Action is where the doors start to open. When you act, you unlock the next level of your life. Opportunities that you couldn't even see before start to show up. People who can help you start to cross your path. Resources you didn't know existed start to find their way to you. But it all starts with movement. Your imagination showed you what's possible. Now your action will show the world and yourself that you believe in that possibility. Every day, wake up and ask yourself, what small step can I take toward my dream today? And then take it. Keep building, keep moving, keep trusting that the seeds you plant through action will bloom in their season. Imagination makes it visible. Action makes it real. If you dare to imagine and then dare to act, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Your future is not in the hands of luck or chance, it's in your hands, waiting for you to reach out and grab it. So don't just dream it, do it.